Hey everybody, my name is Chris Morganelli. I'm co-creator of Network Magazine and CEO at MCIT. Super excited to be here today with friend and colleague, Anthony Onorata of Anthony Limousine. We're gonna shed light on who he is and what his business is doing these days in Lehigh Valley. Anthony, thanks so much for being here with me today.
Thank you.
And I'm Ray Bridgman Strategic Concepts and co-creator of Network Magazine, and we're happy to talk to Anthony.
Yeah, good afternoon, guys. Good to be here.
So Anthony, we'd love to dive in a little bit, learn a little about where you came from, what you're doing today, and how Anthony Limousine is, making a name for itself within the Lehigh Valley.
Yeah, thanks. So I was born and raised here in the Lehigh Valley and went to school here. And my background really is outside sales. Years and years ago, before we had kids, it was actually the supermarket business. And then it evolved into outside sales. But for years and years, I always drove part-time as a limousine driver, on weekends just to make an extra couple of bucks when my kids were little. And I always found it, to be an interesting job, a fun job, a people-pleasing job. And so I guess that's how it evolved, so to speak.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, Anthony Limousine, you bought that company, right? A few years back?
So I used to work for someone else for years and years, and about 8 or 9 years ago, actually about 10 years ago, I started my own
Your own,
business.
okay.
Yeah. So right now, everything is my own. It's funny, people think I was doing this all together on my own for years and years, but it's because I ran that other company, and then I broke off from them and started my own company.
Interesting.
About 9 years ago, yeah.
And I know personally, Ray and I and Network Magazine have utilized your services and your team consistently throughout the years. The level of, I think, service that you're bringing to the Lehigh Valley community, both on a personal side and the business side, is definitely first class. Tell me a little about, the ratio. What does the business focus on?
So I think we're pleasers. We like to please people. And I really feel that as a business owner, our people are your first look at us. So we like to please our employees so they in turn can please our customers. And primarily what we do is mostly corporate work.
Okay.
But it's evolved over the years into, if you're doing corporate work, those people have personal trips, what we call retail trips, birthday parties, anniversaries. Sure. So, but we do a lot of business meetings. We do a lot of airport work. We do some weddings and proms, but primarily it's corporate work.
Corporate.
So what do you think's been your biggest challenge in the last couple of years?
Well, we went to hell and back, so to speak, through COVID, just like everyone did. And we're really thankful. It was a very, very difficult time in my life because we pretty much just about lost everything. But, my family's amazing. We ended up, I'm now a grandfather during COVID. My daughter had identical twin girls. That really saved my mental life. But the challenge, I think, right now is that we go high and low. So it's very difficult to determine business because we can be crazy busy for 2 or 3 days in a row. And then, you're building that momentum, and then you have those couple dead days. So the challenge is staffing people. Generally speaking, it was always difficult, but now through COVID, with the kind of schedules that we work, it's difficult. Our core people have stayed with us, but it's difficult to add staffing. Just like the hotel and the restaurant business, goes through the same thing as we do. Our businesses are very similar.
Yeah.
Hospitality.
And like Chris said, we've used Anthony's service many times. I can't imagine not using the service anymore for airport, specifically when people say, "Oh my God, you're using a limo company," and I think, okay, when can you get dropped off at the door, picked up at the door, and then add up the time?
Is your time important to you? For example, some people compare our service to parking if they're only going to be away 2 or 3 days. Well, certainly, even though parking is expensive, it's always going to cheaper to park and drive yourself. But it's the added service with, being there when the flight's delayed or if it comes in early, helping you with your bags if the weather's ugly, dropping you off right at the curb, picking you up curbside. So it's definitely service. It's service, and hospitality. And that's why I think that's been part of our success is because we love hospitality.
Not to mention they do great for bachelor parties, but he did mine, and that could be another podcast.
Yeah.
Anthony, in your perspective, I was born and raised in Lehigh Valley, and I know your family quite well.
Yeah.
The location of us raising our families in Lehigh Valley, I think, is a testament to the success of our businesses too, right?
Yeah.
With the proximity to New York, Philadelphia. Are you doing a lot of outside of Lehigh Valley as well, with executives coming in or leaving the area?
Yeah, so we do go outside the Lehigh Valley, but all of our business starts and ends here in the Lehigh Valley, and basically through word of mouth. But you're right; it's a great place to raise a family, and it brings a lot of people in. It's in a very attractive area. It brings a lot of people in to stay because they want to raise their family and and do well, and so therefore that's potential business for all of us, no matter what you do for a living.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this, from your perspective, and you've been with us since almost day one with Network Magazine.
I think it was day one.
It was day one.
Yeah.
And we greatly appreciate that. What has Network Magazine meant to you and done for your business in terms of some of the value that you were trying to get out of it, and down the road into the future, what it looks like?
Well, I think it's been great. And the thing of it is, when I think back, I think I was one of the original people involved. And I said to myself, geez, look at these guys. They're good guys. We put a couple names to a magazine, and I love the word network because that's a great title. I love to network. I love to go to events. I love to support the community. I love to meet people. I like to help people. I like to please people that I'm meeting. Maybe they need a favor, or they need their son or daughter needs something, or their husband or wife needs something. And I just knew you guys were going to be a hit. And I said, I want to be with those guys. And really, the publication is fantastic, but the networking quarterly events are second to none. I mean, where else can you go and be with, 50 community leaders, and yes, some employees, which are important too, to talk to, but it's community leaders. And it's been that way. It's been 1 to 100 for you guys, I think, as far as miles an hour, you hit the ground running and your success has never stopped. And
appreciate that.
So I mean, I think it's great.
And he's right. Since day one, for 8 years, they've been a part of Network Magazine. So
8
long
years.
time.
Wow.
8
Congratulations, you guys, on 8 years.
We appreciate the partnership. When Ray and I decided that this is an endeavor that we wanted to pursue, we knew it was important to surround ourselves with the right partnersps, the right organizations.
Thank you.
And we hope we get another 8 years out of you.
Yeah,
right?
well, absolutely. Yeah. I think so.
How about in some closing thoughts? Any last thoughts about the future of Anthony Limousine? Things that people should be looking out for, things to think about, so they can reach out to you and utilize your services?
Sure. Those are great questions. I think the biggest thing that would make us help you is to book. So many people, like for example, for airport transportation, they'll buy their tickets, 6 or 9 months, in advance, but they'll book the car service a day before they go. The thing of it is, you call us and you book. We don't charge you a deposit. We don't charge you a credit card hold. All we're doing is putting it in the computer. That helps for staffing. It helps for us to figure out what we need, and that's a really big help. But I mean, we love what we do. We love to please people. I said that our business is a lot like the hotel and restaurant business. It's hospitality. If you're good to people, they will use you. And in the limo business, it's kind of the simplest form of business 101. If you're good to people, they will be good to you and be loyal to you and will use you. So
absolutely.
I love our partnership. I love you guys, and I wish you also continued success.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Ray, how about you? Any closing thoughts?
No, just thanks for the support. And I'd like to also thank Sun Inn for hosting us today.
Absolutely.
It's
Great spot here.
Beautiful venue. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, listen up, guys. We appreciate you tuning in here today with Network Magazine, the Network and Chill Business Briefs. If you catch us on social media and also at the next Network Magazine event coming up this summer, appreciate everyone's involvement. And if you want to get involved with Network Magazine, please reach out to Ray or I down the road. Thanks so much.
Thank you.